The WNBA is still advocating for a pay raise. They're now trying out a new approach or varying their language a little. Kelsey Plum, an all-star guard for the Las Vegas Aces, recently talked about their pay in a podcast interview. She said she wanted to dispel any myths about their dispute over equal pay for men and women in professional basketball.
We are not asking you to get paid what the men get paid. We're asking you to get paid the same percentage of revenue shared.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm
got
saying?
Got it. So that's a huge misconception.
That's a huge misconception.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, because every video is like, oh, this person gets paid this person gets paid that, right?
So I want to be really clear about that. Like, I don't think I should get paid the same as LeBron.
Right.
But the percentage of revenue, like, for example, they sell my jersey in Mandalay Bay, I don't get a dime.
You don't get any money from jersey sales?
That's great.
In the NBA, they have percentages of revenue shared for the players, right? So jersey sales, obviously their TV contracts. So you see these every year, these contracts get bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah.
Massive.
But that's because their CBA, it negotiates where if the owners are making certain types of money, they get that as well.
Got it.
In the WNBA, that's not the case.
Return in 2018. A'ja Wilson, a WNBA player, tweeted this when she was watching LeBron James in her pocket. That summer, it was revealed that Lebron would sign a 4-year, $154 million contract to play for the Cavaliers and bring his skills to Los Angeles. I also don't understand why these WNBA players think they are as good as LeBron James. A'ja Wilson, though, represents Las Vegas. She responded by tweeting this. 154 M, she remarked, must be nice. We're over here trying to find M. But Laura allowed me to return to my lane. As a result, her teammate Kelsey continues to complain about the disparity in pay between the WNBA and the NBA. She claims, however, that she is dispelling the myth that they do not want as much money as LeBron James. They merely demand the same revenue share as the NBA's male players. Kelsey receives roughly 50% of the league's split revenue, similar to NBA players, whereas they quickly receive 20%. There are a few different ways for players to get direct payment in the WNBA. The first is their base pay. Bonuses come in second. Agreements for marketing are the third option. Revenue sharing is the fourth and final approach. These are the 4 ways WNBA players can get paid directly by the WNBA. They can now seek out and sign contracts and endorsement deals outside of the WNBA. However, those are the 4 ways they can be compensated by the league. Only 3 of these 4 ways to pay WNBA players have been put into place in the current CBA, which is set to last until the 2027 season, but could end in 2025. And for this reason, revenue sharing will continue to be a hot topic in the WNBA. They see this as a chance to at least raise the earnings of these women to million-dollar levels. The issue with the existing arrangement is that they probably won't see much, if any, money from revenue sharing because it depends on the league reaching its revenue goals. They currently operate at a deficit of at least $10 million annually. Each year, approximately $60 million in revenue is generated. However, they are spending $70 million. In addition, the NBA is paying for the loss, so it looks like the original plan was to make NBA players give money from their own salaries. That won't work, and don't keep asking the WNBA to give them all $1 million. That won't function. They are now switching to the following tactic. We'll simply revisit the same problem with them. Suppose they simply handed each person $1 million. The annual deficit will quickly surpass $100 million, which is why it is absurd and impossible to implement. But when the women suggested it, of course, they didn't give a damn. Where the money would come from didn't matter to them. They would consider it a failure if WNBA losses increased from, say, $10 million per year to, say, $110 million per year. They probably anticipate that the NBA will also cover that. Similar to revenue sharing if they had to split revenue without having to meet goals. The operating costs will be significantly higher because they will still be paying the WNBA players far higher compensation. The revenue remains unchanged. As a result, the loss will be greater. That can easily take their losses from $10 million per year to a maximum of $40 million per year. In either case, they will be seeking someone to make up for those losses. Oh, you're correct, the NBA. If they wish to alter their collective bargaining agreement, they will be able to do so in a few years. The Players Association is the appropriate party to contact. They possess one. These podcasts, not in an effort to persuade the NBA to support them more than they already do, they are making public remarks in an effort to get support from all the feminists and women's rights activists. The intention is to shame athletes like LeBron James and his teammates into agreeing to give them more money. And that is what is taking place. May use all means necessary to make up larger losses, whether they implement Lisa Leslie's suggestion and directly solicit donations from NBA players. Alternately, they pay them each $1 million and get them to support them. The NBA can either pay them more than $100 million loss or ask the WNBA to get rid of the revenue-sharing clause, but in the end, the NBA will still have to pay tens of millions of dollars in damages to get back to where it started. I previously outlined my view on this. These issues exist for these women because other women have failed them. Kelsey says, "I don't get anything for my jersey when they sell it." Kelsey doesn't realize that no one is actually purchasing her jersey. In reality, the league is losing money by producing these uniforms. Since there is no market for them, tell me when you last saw someone else, other than the players, sporting a WNBA jersey. I myself have never witnessed that in my life. Even young females watch basketball while growing up. Because the men's jerseys were more fashionable, they went to wear them. All the so-called female empowerment rappers, performers, and singers don't boast about watching the WNBA from courtside. They want to watch the NBA game from the courtside. That's because all the excitement is there, you know. That is more, since that is where the eyes are. People like Malika Andrews and her sister are of interest to the public. At the post-game conference or courtside, they do not wish to interview WNBA players. They want to appear with NBA players on the sidelines. Her entire program is focused on the NBA, not the WNBA. The title belongs to the NBA, and she is among the best Ms. Andrews around. Jemele Hill is the same. She is not attempting to speak with WNBA athletes. She makes a constant effort to speak with male athletes and entertainers. Because of the attention being focused on Britney's case and the widespread perception that her penalty was excessive, Brittney Griner is the only woman they specifically mention. But it's undeniable that contemporary women crave attention, and they are aware that talking about the WNBA won't garner any interest. Even though the league was designed for women, they don't. For a league that is unable to make a profit, Kelsey's demands are difficult to accept, and the NBA is the only source of support for you. Paying a bigger portion to the WNBA, it only entails increased financial support from their sponsor, the NBA. In the end, before even speaking like this, you all need to increase your profits. The company is not even able to support itself. The WNBA is also still attempting to avoid dealing with its biggest problem, and the league is drawing more attention as a result. Rather than attempting to rally feminists to the march for equal pay, you should be requesting that those feminists buy season tickets out of their purses. Similarly to how feminists would pay a female dating coach $10,000 to take them to a professional game. They must figure out a way to pique the interest of those same ladies, so that they will shell out thousands of dollars to watch NBA games. Let's get the dialogue going below. Should the WNBA give players a bigger share of the league's revenue and get rid of the need to meet revenue goals? Or should the league go deeper into debt to make female fans happy? To give your support, click the thumbs up button. Please leave a comment below if you would like to see more videos like this one. Be sure to give it to the guys who are in the most precarious need of it.